got there. Yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm in my office at my crib.
Perfect. I'm finna start now then. Welcome to the Delvin Cox Experience, the podcast in which each week I am on a one-man mission to unite our culture through diversity. I'm your host, Delvin Cox, and with me this week on the podcast, I have a special guest. Let them know who you are, brother.
Hey, what's up, man? It's your big homie, man, Bobby Dollaz. We out here.
Definitely. Like, if you don't know who he is, let them know your podcast. Let them know your podcast for those who don't know.
All right, man. You can you can catch me on Podbean, dollaz.podbean.com with the Bobby Dollaz Show. And for people that don't know and really want to know who I am, I am the owner and creator of Tailored Money Clothing Company, as well as I do own local here, Yard Envy Lawn Care and Landscaping here in St. Louis, Missouri.
We're getting that in a minute. Before we get into that, as always, we like to start the podcast off with the 5 for 5. 5 questions, 5 answers to get the ball rolling. Bobby, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. Question number 1. What is the best album or song you listened to in the past year?
In the last year? Okay, man. Like, a lot of people gonna hate on me when I say this, though, man. But I'm gonna get at the Chris Brown heat, man. That's that joint right there, bro. Hey.
I don't think I've heard the latest Chris Brown.
Well, hey, man, if you ain't heard Heat with him and Gunna, yeah, you got to play that back, man. Hey, that's fire. I like that track.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go download that one on my Apple Music. Check it out.
Yeah. It's fire. You will like it.
Definitely. All right. Question number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your top 5 favorite TV shows.
Oh, wow. Like, of all times or like right now?
Let's do right now, as of right now, so people can have something to look for.
Man, I don't even watch TV that much. I be so busy, bro, like ripping and running and trying to take care of business, man. I don't know. Like, I look at, I'll just say in my era, you know what I'm saying? From in my era, I would say Martin.
Okay.
I always used to look at Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I will say that. Of course, growing up, we always looked at the Cosby Show, and that branched off into different world. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I know people gonna laugh at me, man. One of my favorites was Mama's House. I don't know if people remember Mama's House.
I remember Mama's House.
Yeah, hey, man, that used to be my show, bro. I used to love watching with Vicki Lawrence. Hey, I used to always watch that. That was my show. Is that 5? How many was that?
Well, if you add a different word, that's 5, yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
I'm trying to think, Mama's House. It's been so long since I've heard that show's name at all. Like,
man, hey, it was like back in the late 80s, I guess, early 90s. It was Vicki Lawrence. She played like the grandma, kind of white Medea.
Yeah.
She used to wear that wig all the time, and she had a family living with her son, her daughter-in-law, and then 8 kids. And
it was like a country family almost.
Yeah. Like the son name was Vince, I think. And it was crazy. I can't remember all the way back, but if you ever want to check it out, man, like, and it's funny from back in the early 90s, you know what I'm saying? It was called Mama's House. It was pretty funny.
I remember that show vague. I think I remember that show. I used to watch that show, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, either Mama's House or Mama Family, one of them, but I know it's got Vicki Lawrence in there.
All right. Question number 3.
Okay.
What is the dumbest thing you've done as a kid?
Oh, man. As a kid, bro, I remember I watched, so all the little homies in the neighborhood, man, had got bikes one day. And I grew up on the west side of St. Louis, Missouri, man, and out in the city. And whenever you got something out back then, you know what I'm saying, early 80s, you flexed on them because you ain't have paper like that back in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So I remember watching all the little kids riding down the street freehand, had they little bikes and everything, their little BMXs and all that. So I couldn't wait to get my bike and try to ride freehand. They kept telling me, they was like, don't ride freehand on the sidewalk. You got to do it in the street because it's smooth in the street. Well, my granddaddy wouldn't let me go in the street like that, so I rode freehand on the sidewalk, hit a bump, and hit my face on the fence, man, and my eye was swole for like 2 weeks, and
Whew.
man, they was laughing at me like like all through the hood at school, everything, hey. And you don't want to fight because people laughing at you because your eye already swole, so you don't want to get punched in the eye.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's already swole. You don't want to get it more swole.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right. Question number 4.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the smartest move you did as an adult thus far?
Oh man, the smartest move, like I've made a lot of moves, man. I've owned a lot of small businesses. My biggest, most profitable business was my record label I had back from 99 to 2010. But I want to say the smartest thing that I've done was getting back into lawn care and landscaping with Yard Envy, because that in turn pushed me off into gardening and all that too again, with the pandemic going on, man, and with the way society is right now, and you don't know who touching what and who got the hands on what, and you don't know what you're eating and what's being produced by who, you just know you out here right now. And it make me feel better to know that I got my own garden and my own lettuce and my own peppers and all that kind of stuff. So the best move that I could have made right now as an adult was getting back into cutting grass and horticulture and agricultural stuff, man. It's pretty cool.
That's really smart, actually. Like, start growing your own lettuce and stuff like that, and
yeah,
that goes a long way, man, especially now.
Yeah. Hey, but the old saying, man, you teach a man how to fish, you know what I'm saying? He can feed the world. It's all good.
Definitely. All right. Question number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Zombie apocalypse happens Walking Dead style.
Oh man.
You gotta take 5 things to go out in the world and survive with. Anything you want. Your family and your pets don't count. What are you taking with you?
Oh man. Okay. Of course I'm taking my strap. I got a couple guns around here and some bullets. I'm holding on to that. That ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna take me a tactical flashlight, man. Like I gotta have that.
Okay, that's smart.
Because I want to be able to stay focused. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna take some type of small like DIY kit where we have these. I don't know the names of them, but we can prepare them too. Here at the house, like it's a kit where you got like a few canned foods in there. You got a knife with a saw on the end of it. You got a flint rock starter or some cigarette lighters too. Like little stuff just in case some junk happen, man. And you got a straight live. You hear me? Like
that's
look
smart.
can opener. Like I'll take something like that with me. And then probably my PlayStation and my little TV, man. I hope I could get some batteries or something. I hope I get some batteries, man, like a little energy pack or something that'll hold my PlayStation for a minute and my little laptop, because life won't be the same, man. Talk about a new normal, damn.
Yeah. Damn, that's a good answer, definitely. So let's get into you a little bit, because you've said a whole bunch of stuff in a short amount of time. You were a record producer.
Nah, not a producer. Like I did rap. I own Infamous Records LLC here.
Oh, so you owned it? That's a whole difference.
Yeah, like that was my baby. I had, excuse me, like I owned the record label. We produced. We had a couple artists, and I had my best friend and my business partner. He was the head of the production company, which was known as Funk from the Middle. And that's how we rolled for a little while. We touched bases with a few people that had some money, and we did a bunch of shows and went to Atlanta. We did some things at the last Freaknik, and like we was around for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? We was happy.
So what was that like? First of all, how did that even start? How did that concept come to mind? Like, hey, I want to start my own label. I want to be the next Cash Money.
Man, like, believe it or not, bro, we was in high school. I think we were sophomores in high school, like 1993. And we did a talent show. And when we did the talent show, I kept trying to, my homeboy kill me if you hear me say, he'll laugh his head out too. I kept trying to rewrite the verses to the song Diddy by Paperboy. I don't know if you remember that song. but I was rewriting the lyrics to his song, and I was getting on stage trying to rock his music. You hear me?
Yeah.
And they like, nah, man, you got to write your own lyrics. You can't be writing, and like you can't be rapping this dude lyrics. You know what I'm saying? But the dude could flow to me, so that's, you know, like I wanted to put my mindset in the same as his. So in the same way, you know, in my thought process, I wanted it all to be the same as his. So I was like ripping his verses, you hear me? And and after a while, I kind of sat down and started writing my own stuff. And before you know it, we formulated a little group, and the group was nice. Like everybody kind of liked the music. We won a little bit in I think we came in second at the talent show. And fast forward to 1999, we had already had our mind made up, and we did our first CD. And after we did the little EP we did, I had to stamp it, man. Like I had to make sure we could control all of everything on our own. I didn't want to be, you know, other people saying that they was producing us or they was writing our lyrics and all that kind of stuff. So I created Infamous Records LLC, and by 2001, we was out here. You hear me? Like we was doing it.
That's a really good time to be like in the music game at that time, like 99 to 2001.
Yeah.
Like you got all these like independent labels coming up, like Cash Money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, No Limit.
Oh yeah.
You got just too many to even name just off the top of my head. Like didn't you like Slim Thug and stuff like
man.
that?
Hey, the South was rocking. That was some of the that was like how we used to ride, man. We hop in my homeboy Little Park Ave, his dad's Blue Park Avenue, and we'll be like riding around, man, listening to, you know, A-Ball and MJG, Pimp C, Bun B, like South Circle. Like I mean, we used to listen to all of the down south music, man, because it made us feel at home. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't matter what they was talking about most of the time. It just it just grasped us and made us feel at home. You know what I'm saying? We was experiencing the same stuff in our neighborhoods anyway. So, you know, it was all good.
Yeah, that had to be kind of dope, just doing the whole music thing during that time. It was the South and everything was the Midwest, and everybody was just popping off at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
So what was that like for you guys, just kind of doing your thing in that time?
Well, it was fun, man, but at the same time, it was more tedious than anything for me, because I'm one of them trust your own information type of people. You know what I'm saying? I like to research and figure the shit. Well, excuse me. I like to research and figure it out. You hear me? Like I don't go by nobody else's words. So that's why I grasped the whole business end of it all. Like I found us the shows. I hired the lawyers. That's why it was my company, you know, because I felt like wasn't nobody gonna treat it the way I needed, you know, and I knew wasn't nobody gonna let us do the things that we wanted to do our way. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool for them because I provided a whole lot of stuff. I bought a whole lot of matching outfits and jackets and all that kind of stuff. And I provided my homeboy with his first MPC, and we kind of rocked it from there. You hear me? Like he jumped in, and when he did, man, he came back out with some nice stuff, you know, and we just moved forward.
Did you get a chance to work with any of those St. Louis artists that was down there?
You talking about like Nelly and them?
Well, any of them, just like even whether they're local, whether they're underground, whether they're Nelly and the St. Lunatics.
Yeah, man. In my era, like Nelly and them didn't really come out until like I want to say about maybe 2 years after we was already out. Like Nelly was great exposure for our city. You know what I'm saying? Like messing with Jermaine Dupri and all of those guys, you know, that's what helped bring Chingy and Jibbs and all of them on because of his exposure. But before Nelly, we was kind of like so local, we would only be able to depend on like Charlie Chan and DJ Quinn and all these kind of guys to be able to get our music out. You know what I'm saying? And with Charlie Chan being my frat brother, he basically helped us kind of get our first show and get the moving around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty cool. But our era, it was more right off the end of the whole gangbanging colors era, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With the whole Ice-T era, you know. So we was coming in right after, I want to say, after all the hardcore Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg's and all of them. We was more so on some laid back 8-Ball and MJG Pimp C type music, you know, like some this the hood, this where we live, but we still make it nice. It's cool. We still kick it here. It ain't about death all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had our experiences, but that's kind of how we saw it. You know, we was kind of looking at it like we was starting up with that era. And then when Nelly came out, it just blew us up. It blew St. Louis up. You know what I'm saying?
That's mad dope. That's real dope.
Yeah.
Let me take it somewhere different. When we started the episode, you said a whole bunch of businesses that you were a part of that you kind of started up. So it's safe to say that you're an entrepreneur. Like, have you always had that kind of entrepreneur mind, and has that always been a thing that you want to do?
Yeah, like let me tell you, Delvin, man. Like, I'm 43 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been around for a little while, and I've been moving around a lot, you know, and my wife get on me a lot, man. She always telling me, you always doing this and doing that, and you put your hands in this, you got your hands in that. And it's just like, man, I've never been one of them kind of guys that felt like be a jack of all trades and a master of none. I felt like being a jack of all trades is what you need to be as a man. If you're not able to do 10 things at once, you know what I'm saying, then how can you survive? You know, if you can't cook, clean, and watch the baby at the same time, either the house gonna burn down, it's gonna stink in there, or the kid gonna starve. You hear what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be able to move around and test the waters. And sometimes this business venture just might not be your cup of tea. So you gotta either manipulate your situation or move on to something else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one of them kind of guys where I don't have a problem with trying this here or trying that there. And if it don't work out, then I can dial my money back and start doing something else. You know what I'm saying? So I am one of those type that feel like my son, he might enjoy cutting grass. So I have a lawn care service. Then that way, when he don't want to work for anybody else anymore, he can just run my service and make his money. Then I have my clothing brand because my daughter, she loves fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like, she liked that. My daughter, 18, she's in nursing school. So I want to be able to gift that to her as a gift. Like, that's what you see on my shirt, Verified by Naya. That's her branch of the Tailored Money clothing company. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to provide for her. So whenever she get tired of nursing or whatever it is, she can say, well, you know what, I'm just going to sit back, design some clothes and run my clothing brand and just, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want them to have options, you know what I'm saying? And not depend on nobody.
I like what you're saying in terms of how you're setting up generational wealth for your kids. Like, your first thing you said was, I got this lawn care service.
Yeah.
When my son ready for it, he can take over for me.
Yeah, it's his.
You know, my daughter, I got this clothing line. When she's ready for it, she can take this over. That's really dope for you to sit there and set up futures for your kids.
Yeah. Yeah, it's love, man. It's love out here. You know what I'm saying? It really is, man. It's love out here. I mean, like, I've touched bases with so much, Devin, and I've done so much. And me and my wife, we've been through so much. Like, I've been married 20 years in October, you know what I'm saying? And I've done a lot, man. Like, I've gotten kids into scholarships. I used to own a small nonprofit organization called CNA Athletic Club, where I was training youth, you know, and getting them prepared for AAU tournaments and things like that. And then it turned into a track team. And, you know, right now my son got well over 300 track medals, man, and gold and silver and all that stuff, you know, MVP for football, like all of that, man, because like I said, I like to focus on making sure everything around me is straight. And I always want to give them options. You know what I'm saying? And I knew if he didn't want to be an athlete, at least he had something else to fall back on. You know what I'm saying?
So what was it like, and how did you do it? How did you sit here and set up shit? Because I think this information can help this podcast. How did you set up these situations for your kids and yourself, for that matter, where you could be able to provide situations like this and opportunities like this for your kids?
Well, first off, like, I say this to everybody, man, trust your own information. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at how one individual is doing something and then say to yourself, oh, I could do that too, or I could do it better than them. Like, research it. see why they doing it. You know what I'm saying? See if it's actually something that you really want to do. Trust your own information. And then after you do that and you get all that knowledge and all that stuff from all the research that you're doing, then you can figure out what it is that you want to provide for your community or your child, or, you know what I'm saying? Because now you know what you're capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to, like, what I did for myself, to be absolutely honest with you, was work a lot of jobs. Like, I was a general manager for a couple of fast food restaurants, an assistant general manager for a couple of them. I was shift leaders and all that kind of stuff, you know, for Dave and Buster's and different stuff like that. And I learned from everybody's mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And watching everybody else make mistakes and do this wrong and do that wrong, I kept a catalyst, man. And I was like, okay, I know not to do this. I know not to make this mistake. I know not to do that. You know what I'm saying? And after that, I just started talking to people in the city. You know what I'm saying? Who, you know, do T-shirts, you know, who, you know, do business cards. Like, is there any city councilmen I can talk to about getting retail licenses and things like that, and being able to help out, and nonprofit organizational stuff. Once you start doing that and your name get out there in the community, man, then you all good. You know what I'm saying? It'll all start falling into place.
Yeah, I think it's very important what you're doing in terms of you ask questions, you find out.
Yeah.
And more of us need to do that.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
how we get ahead. That's how
absolutely.
we learn and advance ourselves, is by learning what we need to do to make it happen for us.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So, since you're here to talk about your podcast, let's get into your podcast. What made you want to start a podcast up?
I don't know, man. My wife always kept telling me I should have been a motivational speaker. She's like, you got the voice for it. You got the mindset for it. She's like, you're a very talented individual and you know what you're doing. She was like, you're so well spoken. Just start setting up times where you can talk to people and just be a motivational speaker. So I figured, why not? And then I knew, at least on the Bobby Dollaz show, I could say what I want, how I want. If I feel like cussing, I can cuss. You know, like because I sponsor my own. I don't have to. I don't have to wait on any sponsors, or, you know what I'm saying, fall back because Nike don't want me to do this, that, and the other. Taylor Money sponsor me, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So, so it's all good. But that's why I did it, man, because sometimes I do be wanting to, you know, I want to voice my opinion sometimes, and it's convenient. I'm right at the crib. I'm in the office. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the beautiful thing about podcasting, where you can't get canceled. If you're a podcaster, you know,
hey, real talk.
say what you want to say it, how you want to say it. You're your own boss.
Yeah.
Your word is your word. You don't have to answer to nobody, really. You just kind of hop on your mic and speak your mind, and
that's what it is. Hey, that's why that OnlyFans stuff jumped off like it did. You know what I'm saying? Because they can do what they want.
Yeah, that's an old different genre right there in terms of like. I think it's good though. I think it's, if you look at how society is now, people are far more independent than they've ever been.
Yeah, that's the truth though. But you gotta be though. You gotta be.
Like, in terms of like podcasters, you can kind of get in the podcast lane and you can kind of make money for yourself.
Yeah.
Doing a podcast, if you work hard at it, you can kind of make a little chunk change for yourself. Or if you're a girl who want to have a little side hustle, you can get your OnlyFans account and make money, you know.
I don't knock the hustle, bro. I don't knock it at all, man. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, you do what you need to. You hear me? Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, this definitely feels like the hustlers generation, in terms of like, you can kind of do, people ain't really out here trying to do 9 to 5 no more almost. They're trying to do everything else but now, whether it's start a YouTube channel, whether it's podcasting, whether it's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
This generation really is out here trying to be their own bosses.
I like that. You know what I'm saying? I really do. And I respect it, man, 120%. But I want to say, like, you can do this hustling, man, but don't let the hustle blind you, man. It's the grind that matter. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, what you trying to do? You know what I'm saying, Devin? Like, you trying to get where you trying to go. Your grind, this what we doing. You rapping with me. I don't know nothing about you, but I respect your grind. So here I am. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So it ain't got nothing to do with it. It really ain't got nothing to do with the hustle, because hell, the hustle could be turning off refrigerator lights. The grind is finding the damn refrigerators. You hear what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So that's what it is, man. So it's the grind, man, and I respect that. I don't care if it's OnlyFans or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just promote the right product, push the right product. And if you know it's some stuff you can't handle, or you know it's some stuff that's not going to benefit you later on, don't overwhelm yourself, because then you're just stressing and depressing yourself, man. So, take it easy, man. Dial it back a little bit and count your money before you start spending it all, because you got to put something to the side in order to put more money into your product and make it better. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So, how did you come up with the concept of the Bobby Dollaz show? Because it's basically you. That's what the show is. The show is straight up just you being you.
Well, I don't know. Like my homeboy, man, my co-host Brew Hefner, man, that's my best friend since like the 3rd grade. You know what I'm saying? Like he's my business partner on everything. And I don't know. That's what he told me. He was like, man, you so outspoken, bro. He's like, you 100% Leo. And he was like, every time you talk, you drop dimes. Like you're always telling people all the right things. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, you need to just start talking, man. Get on the podcast. Everybody else doing it. And I was like, oh, man. I was like, I don't just do what everybody else do, man. But I guess my mama always told me if more than one person tell you the exact same thing, it's the truth. And about 5 people told me, you need to get on the podcast. So here I am, Bobby Dollaz Show. It ain't quite the experience, but it's definitely a show. You know what I'm saying?
That's good, man. I'm glad that you are finding your lane and doing your thing with the podcast. And Podbean is a excellent tool to use.
Yeah.
Like when I started podcasting, almost 3 years ago now, Podbean wasn't what it is now. And like I had to start, like there were like a few places you can go to like actually start up a podcast with. I think Anchor was, I don't think Anchor started really when I was started podcast. It was like you can go to SoundCloud, which is where my podcast is at.
Right.
My hosting site for podcasts and a few other places. But now it's like you can go almost everywhere to start your podcast and make money off your podcast for that matter.
Yeah, because I'm on Anchor too. So you're right. I use them both. I mean, it is what it is.
But that's really dope that you kind of are finding your lane in podcasting and stuff like that. Let me ask you, who are some of your dream guests you want to have on your podcast? Oh, man. You know what? I'm the Blue Alliance captain for the Oklahoma City Thunder here at St. Louis chapter. So any of the Oklahoma City Thunder, I'm gonna tell you that right now. I've had my experiences with the executive offices and been down there and got a couple of executive pins and all that nice stuff, but I still have yet to been able to talk to or pick the brain of one of my favorite players, which would be any of the Oklahoma City Thunder. the whole 16-man squad is my favorite. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know. I gotta ask you this you're a Thunder fan. How mad was you when Durant left?
When Durant left? Oh man, that was so long ago, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I think I was mad for that day. But then after I kept hearing it was a business decision, I kind of read a little bit about it to see, and it absolutely was. And he made the right choice for himself. I mean, 3 MVPs, 3 rings. Hey, I ain't mad at him.
Yeah, you right about that.
Shit, I ain't mad at him at all.
All right, definitely. So let me ask you this about OKC. You've been an OKC fan your whole life?
Since they started in 2008, yeah.
Because they were the Supersonics before that.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, that was the Supersonics, yeah.
Were you a Supersonics fan?
Nah. Like before that, man, here in St. Louis, the only basketball teams you either like is the Chicago Bulls or the LA Lakers. That was it. And I rode the Jordan era out, and then after that, I just watched basketball. You know what I'm saying? But I was always a football fan too, because I was a football coach and a track coach and all that. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask this then. What was it like growing up in St. Louis? Because St. Louis is one of those places that is unique because y'all have y'all own vernacular, y'all own, much like the South, much like us in the South.
Yeah.
Y'all have your own vernacular, y'all own slang, but y'all also have a lot of culture in terms of like y'all are football heads and stuff like that, like us.
Yeah. Where you at exactly?
I'm in Miami.
You in Miami? Okay. Yeah. St. Louis. I mean, what you asking me, bro? You asking for the good side or the bad side of the city?
Both, because I don't know. It's very similar to Miami in terms of like you got two sides of Miami. You got the side that people think they know.
Yeah.
You got the side that's really Miami, where that'd be on the first 48.
Hey, real talk though. Hey, St. Louis, man, it's always been, I don't know, like it's a baseball town, it's a hockey town. Football was far from beyond. It was far. I don't know. It was away, and then it was here, and then it was away, then it was here. Same with, we lost basketball in the 70s. It never came back, except for college basketball. You know, you can go look at the SLU games and stuff like that. But it was always, if you really want to know the truth, more so geared towards just like, I mean, St. Louis, Cardinals, Blues, you know, everything was just that. It wasn't no, oh, you can go into the Loop and look at, go to the vintage, like stores and different stuff. They put a trolley up there now where you can ride around. But it wasn't nothing like extra to me. I mean, maybe to you, it probably would be something great because you'll go see the Arch and, you know what I'm saying, go downtown, maybe stay at one of the famous hotels or something. But here, with me living here all my life, it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just a Cardinals town. It's a Blues town now since they just won last year. So that's about it. But if you talking about the nightlife and the bad side of it all, hey, you just be prepared for whatever, man. I handle your business. Like I can't put you in no experience, you know, other than my own. All I can tell you is just handle your business, man, and keep your eyes open. Pay attention to every single detail.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is in Miami in terms of, especially now, because Miami's getting very gentrified.
Yeah.
Like there are certain areas that you'll be walking down the block and you'll be straight up in the hood.
Yeah.
And 2 minutes later, you will see nothing but white people walking their dogs. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's like that out here in North County, St. Louis, man, where you got certain areas, man, like where I'm at. I'm in the Florissant, Hazelwood, Berkeley area, and Florissant, they try to keep it nice. They try to keep it, you know what I'm saying, where you're going to obey the rules. You're going to do what you're supposed to do. We're going to lock your ass up. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing. But it's not, you know what I'm saying? When you get to Hazelwood about 3 miles down, it's a little bit different. Then when you roll over into Berkeley about another mile down, it's way different.
Yeah.
You stop at the Hazelwood line like, good luck, Playboy.
Yeah, I know just what that is, man.
Yeah, I ain't grow up, but I grew a few little homies up in Berkeley, and it changed so much since I was there, where I'm like, I don't even like being over there no more. Like, I'm cool, man. They be tripping over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. These youngins, man, and they man purses with their little pistols in them. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, that's wild. Well, let me ask you this. Where do you want to see your podcast go?
You know, a lot of people do podcasts to make money and try to get that little check mark next to their name on YouTube and all of that. To be absolutely honest with you, bro, I'm not in it for all that. I'm not tripping off no money and all of that. Like, I just want to have fun. You hear me? Like, I want to interview people like you and other, you know, podcasters in the podcaster community, the Black community, the white ones too. Like, I'm not tripping off of the extra. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to have fun, you know. So I'm not one of those like within yourself where you might podcast and schedule and have a platform set up and I'm only doing it on this day per week. And, you know, like I'm not that type. I might do 6 shows in 2 days and and then won't be back for 2 months and not because I'm doing some gardening or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just like to have fun with it. That's all.
That's awesome, man. I think that's awesome that you're having fun with podcasting and you're doing your thing. You're finding your audience.
Yeah.
Because when you have fun with it, people notice it.
Yeah.
And listen. So let me ask you this about what got you into gardening? Because I don't think we even talked about it. You mentioned this gardening thing. We haven't even mentioned what got you in the garden.
Just people being people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing you can't stop. People being people. You don't know what people putting in your food. You don't know. They say this is organic and then spread with some type of chemical to keep the color and the texture of the food while they ship it on a truck or a plane or something for 2 days. You know, like, I mean, like, I don't believe that we're safe. I'll put it like that. And in order for my family to be safe, in order for my children to grow up safe, in order for my grandkids, whenever they do arrive, you know, to be safe, I got to grow some food and do some things for them. So I looked at a gang of videos. You know, I just started touching bases with it. I started trying things out, and who knew? You know, these big ass hands. I'm sorry, I keep.
You're fine, man.
It's like my big ass hands, bro, had green thumbs. Like, who knew it? Like, I wouldn't have never tripped off of it. But it's so serene. You hear me, Delvin? Like, it's so calm and so dialed back, bro. Like, it be hot out there some days, but that extra sweating just help you lose weight. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like, I'm telling you, man, if you ever get an opportunity, man, just get you one plant and just actually watch it grow. It's a whole life. You hear me? Like you raising a kid, but it's only taking 2 or 3 months versus 21 years. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
And you'd be surprised, man. I got tomatoes growing out front. I just got through setting up a whole nother greenhouse in my backyard. I built it from scratch, planter boxes and stuff, and I'm finna transfer some plants over. But I got all those, man, zucchini and cucumbers and celery and kale and all this stuff growing on my front porch, man. Like, I got Big Homies Gardening on YouTube. I've only done one video so far because I just started it back in April, but I'm editing through about 3 videos now, and I'm gonna get them on there. But you gotta check it out, man. Like, I'm telling you, man, this is the happiest I've been in my life, bro. And I'll be 43 next month. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. I think you definitely need to get those videos up. I think that'd be something that people want to see, just learning how to garden and seeing how you do that. I think that's a really cool outlet that you have that you can kind of just kick back, relax, and do your thing with.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, it's just like when I started it back up, bro, like my wife and my daughter, my son and all of them, they was like, okay, Dad, here you go, you know, because it's like you always jumping off into something, you know what I'm saying? And it's just because I don't sit still. But the best feeling out of it all was watching that stuff start to grow, and then looking at how my wife and my daughter started to take on my whole responsibility. And I would come home from work sometimes, or come home from cutting grass, and I see them out there watering my plants and, you know, messing with my vegetables and stuff. And that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty cool.
That's really cool. That's really cool. So, man, any final thoughts before we go? Anything you want to let the audience know, man? I think this has been awesome.
Nah, man, not for real. Like, just be loyal to you first, man, and then help the people around you that need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, know what you are. You know what I'm saying? Value yourself, and don't spend your whole life, man, you know, trying to make somebody else's dream come true, going to work every day and all of that, when you got your own dreams and you got your own positive outlook in life that you want to follow in your own, you know, intellect. Use it. You know what I'm saying? Make yourself happy. You can still go to work every day, but work for yourself too, you know, on the side. I work 7 days a week, bro. You know what I'm saying? But 7 of them days I'm working for me with my lawn care service. You know what I'm saying? So
that's definitely a good answer. I like that. All right, let them know where to find you at, brother. Let them know where to find your podcast at too, so people can check it out.
That's what's up, man. Like, you can find my podcast most mainly at dollaz.podbean.com, anchor.fm/Bobby's-Dollaz, DOLLAZ. I'm on Twitter, man. I'm on Twitter. You can catch me at the Dollaz Show. IG, Bobby Dollaz Show. You know what I'm saying? Like, all platforms on that podcast, though. Apple, Google, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Just holler at your boy, man. Holler at your big homie. I'm out here.
Definitely. Check him out. Thank you for coming on, brother. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, man. I appreciate your time, man. You be safe out here, man.
You too, brother. And as always, Delvin Cox Experience, we are out. Peace.